Hey everybody, this is Kaitlyn.
I'm Lisa.
We are doing this podcast called At Any Age because we are best friends, but we have an age gap. We have 30 years between us.
Oh my gosh, is it really 30 years?
It is really 30 years. We'll let you guess who's who on that age gap there. See if you can tell. But we experience many similar things in the world of dating, as well as we also sprinkle in our own beliefs, our Christian beliefs into our lives. So those two kind of things connect us together. We are now going to give you just a little snippet of some of the things that we're going to be talking about in this upcoming season on our podcast.
You know, is anyone else going through that? Is anybody else going through the craziness of dating? Right?
Yeah,
where it's
true.
like...
Well, because you could kind of feel like you're by yourself in this.
Right.
But you're not. And as we're experiencing, it can happen truly at any stage of your life. You can have these situations where you're not connecting with someone or...
Mm-hmm. You think you're connecting with someone, but you're not connecting with them. You're talking to them for maybe a month, 2-3 months, and then it's just like gone.
Yeah.
You never meet.
Exactly.
There's no...
And then you also have part of it where your expectations of each other are so like different, or even if you try to have those conversations and you think you're on the same page, sometimes you're not. With things not aligning with your beliefs.
It's like, is there anybody else out there like that?
Well, I'm sure there are other people out there just like that.
You know,
I'm sure that everybody, not everybody, but I'm sure a majority of people have experienced at least part of what we've experienced, you know, getting to know someone and then finding out that they're not on the same page with you. Or... I don't know, going into it and expecting one thing and not getting
another, right?
Yeah.
They're just not who they really are. I don't know. It's just so...
But at the same time, I think they are who they are, but that we want something different, and we're just trying to fit into their mold. Like, we're just trying to fit into that.
Well, I think everybody has their own issues, and everybody's going through their own thing. So I think that people aren't always who we think they are, or I know that might sound a little bizarre, but I think that sometimes people come off differently than who they really are, or we expect them to be someone that they're really actually not.
And that takes time. Like, I know a lot of people will say, well, that's why you date someone, that's why you go on 1 date and 2 dates and 3 dates and then just get to know someone and then see if it evolves into something more. But I think that's not happening, like, nowadays. Like,
I know. I don't think so. I think, what is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dates? Yeah. What is that? I mean, seriously, you're out there dating. So if you're dating somebody and you go out with them for 1 date, 2 date, what is the expectations? Are they no longer to date anyone else? Or are you considered exclusive. A couple?
Yeah.
A couple or exclusive, because I don't understand that.
No, I don't.
I don't understand what it is. I mean, because I personally am not into dating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys a week like some people do. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but that's just not who I am. And I don't know how the dating is. I'm so confused.
And I think that's okay to be confused, because I think, well, 1, most people are, and 2, it's, everybody always says, like, it depends on the couple, it depends on the people. But then if it depends on the couple, how are people supposed to navigate it? How are you supposed to have, like, even us talking about it? It just doesn't, there should be some sort of guideline,
there should be some guideline. I mean, I've had people say, oh, you need to talk to the person and talk to them and talk to them. But I've also done that and talked and text and never met the person for months. And it's like, okay, I've done that for years. Okay? Years, people. And nothing. Okay? But then you're like, well, And then I did the opposite. I'm like, okay, well, this is just crazy. I'm going to talk to this person and then, like, let's go out and meet. Because it's like, talking seems to be a waste of time. No, I'm sorry.
No, but it's
you
true.
know, you got to
does.
meet the person and see if there's a physical, not that everything's physical, but you need to see if there's a connection there. If you have it, you know, that's great. If you do have that connection, do you have anything in common? But that God, our Heavenly Father, when the time is right, will present that person into our life when that person is ready for us and when we're ready for that person. And I myself totally feel that I'm totally being blocked. I'm sorry, but I do. And I feel that my person is not ready and I'm not ready for that person.
No, I agree. And I think the same way that there is a reason why, God's reason why I haven't met my person yet. And that's part of it, I think, is my own development as a person, making sure that I'm ready for that person and I'm in the mature state of mind to be in a relationship and to, you know, get through, because things aren't going to be easy to get through the not easy times and the easy times together.
No, it's not, Kaitlyn. I think that person has to be ready for you too. So I think God is molding the person for you also.
Yeah, and it's just hard to wait. Like, that's the worst part, is waiting for his time when all you want to do is just keep searching and being, like, these apps are so available for you to just swipe through and be like, this person, that person. But really what you're doing is you're looking at someone physically, and then you're like, okay. And then you start to talk to them, and maybe you have a connection, but then we're getting back to the point of, hello, let's go out for coffee, like, let's go for a walk, let's see what this is like in person. And maybe we're just doing it wrong. Like, maybe, because why are people not motivated to do that? Like, right now I'm talking to a few different men, and I only have one that we've planned a date, but there's like 3 other guys where we've been talking for a couple days, and I'm like, should I just initiate that? Should I just say we should get together? And I should. That's what I should do. If that's what I want, then, you know, you got to do that. But you would hope that other people would feel the same.
Yeah, but not everybody feels the same way, which is sad. But that is how it is. Yeah. You know, not everybody is going to feel the way that we feel towards them.
Yeah.
You know, and I've learned that in my walk with God, that not everybody's going to feel the way that we feel, but we need to
do the tough things sometimes, and sometimes the tough things is just being with ourselves, and God, and just not, like I said, not pushing for things. And that's what I've had to learn, is to not push for things and to take a step back and just kind of
give to God and let God. Yeah. I agree. Totally agree with that.
Thank you for listening. You can find us on Facebook or Instagram at Any Age Podcast.